I can't actually work out exactly what happened with Matt Houston, but this is something to do with this on the 5th of December. He got arrested. I don't know what. Yeah, you see, he had that Facebook group page up, but he's got a few Facebook pages. But the main one that he was using, with like the anonymous light up mask on, and that Facebook page was getting a lot of followers, and he had a lot of quite interesting videos on there. And then it just disappeared. Although he's still got his YouTube channel and TikTok and Instagram and so forth. But that particular Facebook page was kind of like the main one that he was doing. And it just went. So I don't know whether he's deactivated it. If he got arrested with the police and so forth, I don't know if they took his phones or what. But I don't know if he was concerned if there might have been, evidence on there or whatever, and I don't know whether he's actually turned that off himself or whether it got removed. Because there was that incident basically when that female police officer pulled him up for his license plate and then made him pull that ticky tape off the back of it. And I don't know whether it was that video really. I don't really know what happened in between then. Everything seemed to be going kind of all right until that woman pulled him over, and then, I don't know, and then this here. But then his friend, I don't know what, he's got a friend who apparently just mysteriously died as well, kind of shortly after this. But he also has loads of anonymous mask photos and stuff. I'm just going to try to find it now. This is his GoFundMe thing. Well, it's called Give and Send. Give and Send Go, it's called. It's not actually a GoFundMe site. It's this Gareth Jones guy. This was the Gareth Jones guy. That's the similar mask to. So this is the guy who's meant to be active now. I don't know whether this guy is was hanging around with Matt Houston or not. I don't know how close friends they were, but he just said someone I know. I don't know how well he knew him. Gareth, all right, 3 days ago. Gareth's funeral will be held on Friday the 19th of January. Well, that's quite a way off yet. We're only on the 5th. 3:30 Harewood Park Crematorium. It's like it's official. Nebworth Stevenage. Oh, that's interesting. Nebworth Stevenage. It's quite a well-known place. That it used to have a big concrete park there, but the council got rid of it. It was quite. I think it was still there in the early 90s. I think it must have been there till the mid 80s or something. Looks like this funeral is actually. Looks like he did die. I don't know whether I don't really know which of these people and character. I don't really know what's going on with Facebook, because there's a lot of people got a lot of profiles that they might just have 2 or 3 profiles. It's Nebworth. Gareth's memory game. Overall, I'm deeply grateful for your lovely words and tributes to Gareth to know he was loved so much. I don't know this guy. You see, you don't know how many people in Stop ULEZ actually know each other, or just acquaintances through the groups, or only know each other on the groups, or have met each other at meets and so forth. It's a bit of a weird situation when people know each other to different degrees. Passed away, so this is mysterious, isn't it? So I think there's something suspicious about this. The reason that I'm making this video and talking about it is because of the reason that there's this guy on Jimmy Dore talking about Google. Hold on, I'll show you. See, look, Jimmy Dore's talking about everyone at New Year's just there holding the phones up, filming something like some sort of weird. It's almost like, when you go to church and they've got like the Virgin Mary and a little altar, and, like you go there and have a sacrament. It's like everyone goes there now and holds their hands up and films something, but they're just looking at it through the mobile phones. I think that's got to be like the anthem of Google Glass. It's like through the looking glass, through the Google. I think that's the achievement of mobile phones. not even to get information and search for information you want to learn or read about. Just to film something, to get it onto the phone because you're not actually that bothered about life anymore. I found this in my house. You know, I'll get something or buy something or make something, and then I'll go sit down and I'll look at it on my phone. I won't actually go and hold the actual thing or look at the thing. I'll buy something, and then what I'll do is I'll take a photograph of it, and then I'll put it down right in the room, and then I'll go sit down, I'll lay down and get my phone out, and then I'll just look at it on the phone, not actually look at the thing. And I think that is probably actually worse than this. I think that is worse than everyone here holding their phones up to some focal point or whatever, because you're actually buying things. I think this is what Mark Zuckerberg's aiming for. I think Mark Zuckerberg is aiming for that you don't actually even bother buying the thing. You just have it on your phone, and it's a metaverse, and then like it's some sort of meta object, and it's worth a value, and you attach monetary value to it like tokens, and you just trade them. And Mark Zuckerberg's plan to save the world is meant to be, instead of making a load of physical material junk, just fill your phone up with junk. But looking at my phone and what's on it, screenshot this, screenshot that, screenshot that. But I'm never going to have time to look at them all. And I'm never going to have time to read all the things. Oh, I'll look at that later. But I'm never going to have time. It's not possible. I'm not going to have time to look at it all later. It's almost like in real life when you see things, oh, that's a nice flower, and then walk through, Kendall Village, and then, oh, that was nice, and have a nibble Kendall mint cake. Oh, I'll save that memory for later. I'll send that. Well, the whole point of doing it is to have the Kendall mint cake, right? The experience in the moment. That's why you go to Kendall, or else you might as well just think of the, memories of the time you went last time. There is something wrong with Zuckerberg. He isn't intelligent. He's got an intelligence, but he isn't intelligent. He's like a sandwich short of a picnic. He's got extremely high levels of intelligence with large, portions of it missing. Kind of like he's a sandwich short of a picnic, and he's got all this mad gadgets, but yeah, he hasn't thought it out properly. And when you do, it's kind of like, what's the point? And anything's game really with these people. It's, who can get control and power and get the money and get everyone to go along with what they want to do. I mean, we could all turn the planet into Disneyland if we wanted. Google did a Where's Wally style, a game, based on that not too long ago. I've gone off topic now. I want to get to this video that he's just done. Jimmy Dore. So Google, this one here, this guy. So this guy, Dr. Robert Epstein, funnily enough, what are the chances of that with the whole other Epstein issues? So this guy is actually gathering evidence on Google, studying all Google's algorithms, and a lot of it is designed to be not trackable or not traceable, like it appears and then vanishes into the ether. So you've actually got to be there in the moment, or screenshot it, or remember it to do it. I've seen a lot of strange behaviour with some of the Google Play apps that were really messing us around and playing with us. When you put the screen recorder on, it stopped doing it, and it wouldn't do it. It wouldn't show the ads or do the annoying thing. And then when you turn the screen recorder off, it started doing it again. So you couldn't actually obtain evidence of it doing this annoying thing that was really aggravating. So what I actually ended up doing is I just got my other phone. I got the other phone and I filmed it with the other phone. So the phone that it was on didn't know that I was like filming it. And this is exactly what this guy's saying. He calls it over-the-shoulder monitoring, but then we're really consenting to more and more surveillance. What I don't get is if this guy has got all this evidence on Google and he's like watching what they're doing to prove something, why ain't why ain't Rand Paul on it? Rand Paul's all over Fauci with the medical stuff. Why ain't Paul Rand got Google in these tribunals, they have in America, we've got, subpoenaing all the stuff. Rand Paul seems to be doing that with Fauci and all the virus and stuff, but this guy seems to apparently have been doing this research against Google for a long, long time before all the Fauci and pandemic stuff. That's what I don't get. The thing is, I get it. I understand it. And I don't even need... The thing with Dr. Robert Epstein, which he was saying to Jimmy Dore, is that he was saying that, we've got actual evidence, this is a picture from here and a picture from there and a video played here and a thing popped up there and it's affiliated to this or that and it proves that it's influencing this way or that way. A piece of data, a image or a piece of information or text or something which influences this way or that way. Yeah, I believe him. I mean, I think Jimmy Dore, did get it, towards the end. But the thing is, I don't need this Dr. Robert Epstein's supercomputer to have worked all that out. By using my phone daily and making observations on what they're doing to me, I know what they're doing to me when they're doing it, I don't need Robert Epstein's computer to tell me what someone's doing to me, but obviously he's saying he's wanting to collect the evidence, but I know what's going on, what they're doing to me, messing me around, and some of it is, we're in a strange phase at the moment. Depending on who you are as well, it matters to the amount and degree of what they're doing and how they're doing it. If people aren't really too engaged with participating in trying to do something about it, like what Dr. Robert Epstein himself is doing, if you kind of like their stuff, if you like their hot dogs, you like their cinemas, you like their movies, you like all the crap they're selling you to eat, and you're happy with that, and, but you've also got your friends and you like all their chit-chat apps, then it's, you might kind of notice, this is kind of, influencing this or that. You might understand it to a certain extent or degree, but when you actually try to do something about it, well, not that there is much you can do about it other than try and talk to other people about it or complain, or even do campaigns or actions. And this is to do with all the size of the groups and, whether you can even be in groups and being excluded from groups, and, whether you can even say what you want or talk about, we're being made to only talk about certain subjects. When you're in certain rooms, you can only talk about certain things to certain people, certain groups of people. You can't talk about this or that. It's all going China to what China are doing with ultimate control of the human being. And it's all wrong. It's totally, it's wrong to do this to mankind. But what Robert Epstein's saying is that, if you engage, strange things start happening. He said that, some lawyer threatened him that he might die, but his wife actually did end up dying in an accident. That seems like threat to me. But some of these, I've had loads and loads of incidents. In fact, the whole thing's an incident, but the thing is with my incidents, how I ended up getting into those incidents and how it all happened to me wasn't Google. That's the thing. It was more the BBC. And the thing with the BBC is, we know they're tied into iTunes, which is Apple, because that's what they use for their platforms, And the thing with the BBC is they played devil's advocate, and they've been doing some very evil and nasty things on the radio and on TV. They drop things in, they send messages, and they do certain custom broadcasts in at certain places and times and so forth. And they've also got some really evil technology now using the AI to throw things into these digital broadcasts and into the audio of it and stuff like that in the exact same way that they're doing it with the ads. Google ads are just using, the pop things that you've said or looked at or whatever, they're just throwing things in. The BBC and ITV and Sky are doing it as well, but in an even more kind of evil way, because at least Google say that, oh yeah, we've got Google Ads and we're throwing you content that is being reflected back live on what you're doing. Go take some photos of some flowers in the garden, then flowers pop up on your screen. Go take some photos of a baby sheep in the field on your phone, don't tell anyone, and then you go onto YouTube and then, all that stuff's popping up. So it really is a psychological mindfuck, really. And I don't like any of it. I know what they're doing, but the thing is, if you go a step further and rather than just being an observer and you're like, okay, this shit's going on and what the fuck are we going to do about it? If you're like, right, okay, there's these groups here who are doing something about it. There's these groups there that are doing something about it. Let's petition the government about it. Or, even Extinction Rebellion or Just Stop Oil, let's go do protest on the streets about it. To be honest, Extinction Rebellion seem to be the ones who are the safest out of everyone, even though they've been getting in the thickest of the action, although not safe from the courts. But, I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but they all seem to be, Fergal McEntee and, Gail Bradbrook and, all these other figures, they all seem to be doing all right, But then again, they're obviously throwing themselves at it anyway, fearlessly, and they're all sacrificing themselves, fastening themselves onto things like they don't care what happens to themselves. They're not even bothered about what happens to themselves. They're jumping in front of God knows what. So, I mean, to an extent, that's what happened with me when I went to get all the evidence. At that point, certain things had happened to me where. They kind of make it so everything's lost. There's nothing left nothing matters. If they can get people into a state where nothing matters anymore and everything's gone, then you don't even you don't have any, you've got nothing left to it's like they've ruined and spoiled all the nice places that I love here. So it's almost like, in a war, once your city's been bombed, what city is there? I mean, football teams are like proud of, West Ham or whatever it is, Arsenal or whatever. But, if Arsenal is, fucking blown up with an Arsenal and it's just a smoking fucking, desert of burnt charnips or whatever, then, you can't chant Arsenal because there isn't an Arsenal, although then they'll just probably build another one, but it's still not the same Arsenal, is it? It's not like Old Trafford. So this is the thing. And then they make more money out of building it again. They're just like spoiling people's things, basically, making cash out of us and getting us to do what they want. It makes you wonder, whenever there is a war on, why don't the normal citizens of one country just say, we're not going to war, and then sit down and cross their legs on the floor, like, banging pans outside? Fuck banning pans. Why don't everyone just say, right, we're not going to war, and then sit down and cross their legs, right, and say we're not going? And then why don't the people in the other country, the normal civilized people, eat crisps and, drink fucking sodas and, go for a pee-pee in a teepee, normal human being stuff, like anyone in Russia or Japan or Australia or Hungary or, California, why don't they say, oh yeah, we're human as well, we're going to sit on his hands as well? Why don't they just sit down? And then I would just sit down and say, fuck you, we're not going to war. Like, who's actually saying we're going to war? Some dick with a general hat on. Some dick with a general hat says, we're going to war. And then we all say, fuck you, we're not, we're sitting down on his hands. This is the thing. So you can't really have a war if no one goes to it. So therefore, with all this Google stuff that's going on, behind it, who's making us go on the phones? Who's making us look at the apps? Who's making us play with their toys, with their games on the mobile phone? Who's making us go through the drive-thrus? Who's making us shovel down all the, candies? Who's making us, jog around the block? Who's making us go into the metaverse to not jog around the block? This is it. But I guess this is what he's running all his algorithms for, to gather evidence of, basically, everyone knows that they're manipulating us, but he's wanting to gather some sort of data so he can try and see exactly what they're doing or what their plan is. But I don't think you need a supercomputer for that. I think it's quite easy to calculate it and work it out, judging by, just a broad evaluation, a clarified, clear, broad evaluation, not by someone who's stupid and retarded or like a denier of the fact that, anyone would do such a thing. Although he did admit that Google truly believe in their minds that they're doing the right thing. But who are these people who think that they're doing the right thing? This is the thing. Well, it's Mark. Hey up, Mark. It's Mark Zuckerberg, that smile on his face, that smirk, and, I've got to go to Congress. This is very important, it's Mark. So what Mark thinks is, right, when you've been conditioned by billions of dollars in a very short amount of time, not like the Earl or not like the, the fifth Viscount of fucking Anglesey or whatever, who, blew all his money on fast cars and swinging 60s with the Beatles or whatever, and then went bankrupt. Someone who's, Baron, Baron Huntington or whatever, who's had, millions for, long established, since, the 1200s or whatever, in the family. Now, Zuckerberg is like, probably not even that much older than me. He wasn't born with billions. He's had it in it's almost like he sneezed and he went, achoo! Oh, fuck me! There's a big pile of snot there. Oh no, it's $1 billion. Ooh, goody! What can I buy with it? What would you do with such money? The metaverse, well, we've been learning a lot. What's Mark been learning since I left school? Because he can't have left school that much longer than me, Well, he's meeting with experts and Harvard graduates and all these experts in psychology. Oh, who's that then? No, it's Kate Yang in the old psychology research department, studying human behaviour. Apparently, they've even been experimenting on each other in the university and strange things, eating habits, and how many jelly tots would people eat. There's a very important study from Harvard as well. Well, we got some, we tested out the green sugar sweets that tasted like strawberries, and then we got the yellow sugar sweets that tasted like apples, and then we went to see if people preferred the sugar sweets that actually were the colour of apples and tasted like apples, or whether they didn't like those and preferred the ones that were the banana ones, which were yellow, the same colour as a banana. And then fucking 6 weeks later, after they finished the study, and after about fucking £20,000 worth of research time, material and study, then they put it all down on a fucking graph chart, printed it out and handed it in and got a fucking A in a fucking master's fucking degree dissertation. Fuck me, Mark! Give me $1 billion and slap me around the face for fucking breakfast, What else have you been up to? Oh, well, here is a new metaverse game, We started off with ping pong on the Atari, ping pong, ping. Then it's tennis. And then we've got, Rainbow Islands. Dun, 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 dun. And now we're on Street Fighter 2, Look, it's fucking Elon Musk. And someone's rehashed it. So now it's Elon Musk versus Mark Zuckerberg and Street Fighter 2. But it's not called Street Fighter 2 now. It's called Cage Fighter 3, And now we've got 3D Fighter, and then it's fuck me, it's another computer program which took hours and hours and hours and hours of coding and programming for a fully fledged Matrix. And what they're doing in the Matrix, wild, crazy things like jumping off buildings and dodging bullets, all those things that, people are starting to kind of get into now in real life, but the government aren't too happy about it. They say, oh, no, keep to the cinema. Who got them onto all these crazy ideas? Oh, that was the movie makers like Ridley Scott. Well, we can't have people thinking wacky things like this in these strange movies and games and may try them in real life. Well, if you can do it in real life anymore, this is the whole point. When they're under control of the Chinese government and all on point system, then they will only be able to put the MetaMask on and unleash, be a hero in the metaverse, because everything's okay in the normal world. It's all under control of the point system and Putin's new laws. This is it. So, and then everyone will be happy because they won't have nothing and be happy. They will be in the metaverse with nothing except the Meta Google goggles. And then they won't need to hold their mobile phones up. This is the thing. The worst thing for what Jimmy Dawes put on his program is that what could be worse than everyone going to see the fireworks at New Year's Eve and then just looking at it through their mobile phone while they're filming it, is actually if you're in the metaverse with Meta goggles, going to a New Year's Eve firework display in the metaverse with your mobile phone, and it's not even your real mobile phone, it's a Meta mobile phone, and then holding it up in the metaverse, and then filming the Meta fireworks display with a Meta mobile phone. It's not even a real fucking mobile phone. But this is what people are doing. And this is all within achoo. This is it. I mean, so it's almost like Google's pinnacle achievement of the, 2024 is that, it's almost like we got everyone to London holding up a mobile phone, filming the fireworks and not even looking at them, just looking at them on the screen. And we managed to get everyone sat on their sofa looking at the pictures of the things that they bought from the supermarket that they put in the cupboard, that they're not even looking at the actual thing they bought. It's in the cupboard, it's a step somewhere. I mean, it's kind of like having everything on vinyl and everything on CD and everything on C90 cassette and then going out and getting the MP3s and then listening to those instead. And even looking at the album cover picture on the phone. There's got to be something wrong about looking at a light up, glowing up screen all the time as well. Because as far as I know, the more and more time you spend in absolute darkness, the better and better your vision gets in the daytime, and you can see it dark better. But the more and more you time spend illuminated, your receptors in your eyes are actually getting worse and worse and worse, because they're getting overstimulated. So there's got to be something wrong with it. It's actually destroying the clarity of vision. Because I saw a video when a guy spent ages in a completely dark sensory deprivation thing, and his vision was amazing when he came out. But Zuckerberg's going the opposite way of that. He's going for more and more and more and more time spent in the metaverse, and then how much time you're going to spend watching YouTube. I haven't even got enough time to watch anything on there now. It's you can appreciate that there used to be BBC 1, 2 and 3. At least you had a life, and then if there was a certain programme that you liked, not Coronation Street or EastEnders, but I don't know, Red Dwarf or something like that, it was on a Wednesday at 8 o'clock, then I like that programme, it's good, I'll watch that on a Wednesday at 8 o'clock. But now it's like Russell Brand every single day. Well, what else would you watch? You know, I haven't watched Russell Brand for a couple of weeks now because if I start watching it and I press play, it's like, oh, I put this, oh, what happened? They put the same vinyl record on. I better need to change it up to side B. Oh no, it's Vishnu Shiva again with the farming. They did it back again. Anything new? Oh, there's a scratch in the record. It's slightly different. It's slightly changed. Like, you know, it's like, but generally, you know, it's almost like when you're getting all the Doors music mix, you know, like all the unheard, you know, this is like, you know, Riders on the Storm version 3, Riders on the Storm version 4. Hey, that's pretty cool. It's a little bit different. I've never heard it like that before. I always thought there was that one version. Now there's a little, he sings it a bit different, that one, and it makes it sound a little bit different. But so Vishnu Shiva's on again, and Russell Brand. Yeah, she said about, you know, apparently 35 words differently from the last time she was on. Yeah, not bad. You know, this is the thing. You know, but everything on YouTube is doing that. But it's like a wave, and it is moving in a direction, but kind of like all gradually together. And you know, you don't need to watch. You know, once it catches on, like Mexican Wave. Oh, the latest new story. Oh, the latest new thing that's happened. Oh, who shall I hear it from? Who's going to be, you know, the bearer of bad news or the bearer of good news? Oh, okay then. Who's going to do the honours? Let me hear it from. Oh, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Who am I going to hear it from? All the young dudes carry the news. Come on then, shall I hear it from Russell? Or is Jimmy going to tell me? I mean, there's 65 fucking programmes and following it all. Shall I hear it from Redacted? Or, you know, who shall I hear this latest update from? You know, shall I hear it from Robert F. Kennedy Jr.? No, who's, you know, take your pick, you know. It's like a fucking, it's like someone getting out a box of Quality Streets, isn't it? Oh, what sweet shall I have, you know? You know, oh, it's a new one this time. They've put a new one in there. Oh, have they? There's a new, we've invented a new flavour. Oh, wow. Who shall I have it from? Cadbury's? Shall I try out this new flavour from Cadbury's? I've just been into the shop and they've got this Moon drink out, that stupid Prime drink, who are simultaneously promoting Jeff Bezos' Prime and Google YouTube, and God knows what the pharmaceutical and food industry are doing to us as well. And they've got a new flavour out called Moon. Is it going to taste like chewing grit, you know? And I was so curious, what does Moon taste like? And I was going to buy it just to find out what the taste was like. I'm like, I'm not buying that drink. It's some sort of fucking Google laboratory, fuck knows what it's calling it. Probably turned me into a tentacle beast or something. So I'm like, I'll just Google it. I'll Google, what does the new, you know, Prime drink taste, Moon drink taste like? I'll let someone describe it to me. I'm not buying it. This is the thing. Oh, we've invented a new flavour. It's called Moon. You know, you've heard of raspberry, you've heard of strawberry. Now taste Moon. Oh, great. Well, who shall I let? Who can do the honours? Shall I have this new? Shall I let Cadbury's? Oh, look, here it is in the Cadbury's Moon bar. Oh, look. Or shall I let? Oh no, he's Nestle. Nestle New Moon flavour chocolate. Oh, shall I let Nestle do the honours? Shall I hear about the new Moon flavour? Oh, who shall I get the new Moon flavour from? Who's gonna let? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Oh, there's too many. I'll tell you what. I'll try them all. Fill your boots. Fill the shopping trolley. You know. This is it. Who's going to be the one who tells me about the new Moon flavour? You know, this is it. So, you know, and then it turns out that BlackRock Vanguard own the whole fucking, all of them. They own them all. You know, BlackRock Vanguard own everything. You know, every fucking thing on the shelf in the supermarket.